Hello and welcome to another video with me, Scree Runner. Bet you were hoping it'd be somebody else doing a video then, didn't you? But no, it's me. So here we are, T57 Heavy, the tank I love to hate. Yeah, what to say about it? It's one of those funny tanks that I really struggle with. I'm 250 battles in. I've managed to get a few first classes, but I found it really team dependent, really tough tank to actually to play well, especially to fully carry because of that reload. So as we know, it's got that funny oscillating turret with very little armor, but some interesting angles on it, and the autoloader, so the 3-clip autoloader, which I think we're going to be go down to and talk about a little bit more in a second. But basically, it's a clip of 3. Reload time between each shell is 2.5 seconds, and a magazine reload time of 21 seconds. Now that is really painful, really painful. Positives are the penetration values are awesome on this tank. So if you get yourself into a frontish line brawl, you can pretty much pen with every shot. I mean, your AP has got 271 mil of penetration. I mean, that's awesome. You hardly ever need your heat with 374, which is just ridiculous. And then your high explosive was 66. Always worth packing a few HE shells, because they put out an average of 515 damage, HP damage. So if you've got a full clip of those and you've got to go and face down something like a waffle tractor or a grill at the end of a game, 3 shells into them and you'd be lucky to do a minimum of 1500 damage, because invariably one of those shells will also set a fire going, or you'd like to think so. So, it's got a massive, massive punch to it, this tank. It's just that reload and the armor profile, which really isn't the best. Turret traverse, great, and general traverse is good. It's quite a mobile tank. But here we are in Armor Inspector, and this is an E100 firing frontally on our T57. And you see the upper part of the turret of the oscillation is quite good until you turn it, and then it presents quite a nice big flat bit of green to shoot into. But frontally, it's a bit trollish. Those lower cheeks though on the turret are a real soft spot, as is the lower glacis, like on the majority of tanks in Blitz. From the side, there's no armor to talk about. From the rear, there's no armor to talk about, unless they manage to get a very strange bounce on the underside of your turret. HE, just like all the American tanks, it's very prone to HE from the rear. Very thin armor at the rear. So whether that be the E3, the E4, or the M103, or the T30, none of them have got decent rear armor to try and absorb some HE. Here we are, a grill shooting on from the front. As you can see, there's a lot of green, and if we change to a Jag Tiger E100, you might as well not even have a turret, any metal on that turret. You might as well just have a gun and some fresh air. So it's not got the best armor profile, but you can work it, and you'll see you do get bounces off it. You've just got to planner on those and just try and expose the least amount of your turret that you can, because that upper turret can be quite trollish. So let's move into some gameplay. Jump in a quick queue and see where this game's going to take us. Dead rail, brilliant. Okay, so the other thing I'd add about this tank, what you see me do here is I always tend to push forward on it. It hasn't got the best armor, and it does have that long reload. So you do have to be somewhere that you can get cover for that reload, and the front line generally isn't the best place for that. However, on the flip side, if people think, well, I can just camp in this tank then and snipe and use that gun with the great penetration to do that, and then I'm out of the way from a reload. That doesn't work particularly brilliantly either, because it's not a good sniping tank. Its dispersion is not good, and it's uber trollish, this gun as well. So I always like to be, if possible, up close and personal. So we pushed up. Now that Kampfpanzer 70 was a bit foolish there. Went up onto the crest because they do have a grill and an object, and they've got a lot of big punching tanks. Here we go, trollish. See, didn't see where that shell went. Well, it went into the ground. But he pushed up, and that tank has no gun depression, so he's in a very silly place to be right there. But anyway, that was his choice. We'll leave him to it. So I managed to get I'm on this horrible reload, so I'm just trying to stay out of the way. Now I come around here just to have a look at this guy, make him think twice, and wait for that reload. He wasn't pointing his gun at me, so I wasn't too worried about being out in the open. And we can get rid of him. So the E1, I was looking to get that bounce on that E1 from the E100. It's T54 still up there, just got to be aware of him. I'm back onto another reload. E100 is pushing forward a little bit as though I'm right behind him, and I'm not, because I've got 21 seconds before I can actually help out. So the T54's gone from their team, and the FV. They're still quite dangerous though. They've got a T57 that's up here on the hill, and their grill has moved around to be fairly front line. Now that actually works in our favour, although it's disappearing off again, because I always like to know where a grill actually is. That must be their other medium that's just hit me. I was watching that T57. The T57 had 3 shots, and that's when I pushed up to actually get a shot into him. I'm going to move back down because I can't see the type. That's the grill. He pushes forward. I stupidly didn't. Well, I didn't manage to get time to actually change over to HE. I should have done. But I'd have had to aim more carefully to make sure I didn't hit his tracks. Looks like he's going to get taken out, so I'm just going to sit here like this, and then here comes the E100. Try and track him where he is. See, even from there, no real issue with penetration, which is really good. Hopefully our TDs will take him out. That's good. And that means that I can safely pull back down here out of the way of this object, and T57 that's still on the hell crest. Now am I going to get my maximum roll? Yep, very nice, thank you. So I've got 2 in the bank here. Now I've been really lucky because RTDs have just totally backed me up, and that's given me the breathing space to actually reload. If I didn't have those guys behind me and the Reds had pushed, I'd have been doomed, and that is the problem with this tank. It really is team dependent. There he is. See if I can track him, keep him stuck there so I can dispose of him. Brilliant. Oh, pesky type again. Now this type should have moved. I mean, I don't. It's obviously, yeah, it's a paper tank, but could have used his mobility to come out and actually cause us some problems to our spawn. Instead, it's decided to sit and snipe. So not the best of play by him. So we are now talking about masteries and bits and pieces. This hasn't really been an amazing game. I've not really done anything special. I've done some consistent damage, and I've done some spotting for the team. Just pushing back because he's got shots here. But I didn't really do anything special. I've been trying so hard to master this tank. I'm failing miserably. But then when it comes down to it, this morning I decided, I'll have a quick game. Shall I record it? I might as well record it, and I get a mastery. So it's funny, strange things happen when you least expect them on the games that you don't think. Now here we go. Breaking news as well. Prince William is to be Prince Harry's best man at the wedding. So Gruff from Vanguard will be overjoyed to hear that. He's a massive royal fan. I don't think he'll mind me saying that. So yeah, he'll be glued to the television that day when it's on. So there we go. T57 mastery, relatively simple. Thanks for watching.